So Bitcoin's already had its big run up to where it is right now, right? Well, what's happening is there's all these copycat cryptocurrencies that are going out there, and there's no regulation on the actual level of Bitcoin itself. You're talking, yeah, there's futures regulation, but the underlying asset is completely unregulated. It's a dark market, and there's people right now who are using the success of Bitcoin to create these massive pump and dumps with other cryptocurrencies. So I think it's a huge danger right now that people are looking at this as like the next great thing. It's a bubble for sure, and this is the next stage. It's very common that the future is now stage 3. So next stage is now you'll see it really skyrocket. There'll be a short squeeze, and it'll go even higher. And eventually, though, it's going to come caving in. It's almost a guarantee.
And the fascinating part about this, I think you would agree with me, is that Bitcoin, well, a cryptocurrency, whether it be Bitcoin or one of the others, they are coming, and they will be reputable, and they will be part of the economic landscape in the future. But if I understand you correctly, you're saying this Wild West early days is the problem.
Yes, well, I think there's a couple of problems. Number one, right now with Bitcoin, what you have here is there's two parts of the manipulation. The first part is you have to create demand, right? Massive demand. That's happening right now versus via social media. Every day I get emails, random emails, buy Bitcoin, become a millionaire, with these crazy, promotional ads to generate interest. But at the same time, there's limiting supply. There's really not that much Bitcoin that's out there. So what's happening is you have very limited supply. Most of them, see, I know that they might say the market cap is a couple $100 billion, but how much is actually trading out there in the marketplace? How much does it take for Bitcoin to go up? Not that much. And that's why it's shooting up so quickly. And what happens is this: at a certain point, it has to reverse itself, and it'll be a short squeeze. I mean, once the futures start, people will short it. There'll be a squeeze because you can't deliver it, and then it's just going to literally, it's going to crater, and the average investor is the one who's going to lose the money, not the professionals.
Right. Now, you talk about the short squeeze as a result of the futures market. If that's right, and I don't doubt you are right, then the futures market has performed exactly the role that the CBOE and others say it will perform, which is to create a market mechanism of regulation to the transparency of the price.
Well, to be frank, I mean, their goal was they saw an opportunity to make money off of a new thing and, give it to smart people with degrees. They'll come up with a way to trade or securitize anything. Look what happened with the mortgage market. They have some newfangled way to take what was crap, these, subpar mortgages, and wrap them up in something and say it's great, then we'll trade futures and futures on futures. So you're at that stage right now where it's not that there's anything wrong with trading futures, but here's the bottom line: is that it's going to be very hard to short these things for a long time. So when you short something, you eventually have to buy it back, right? And that creates more buying. So you have this skyrocketing demand, very little supply. But then, at a certain point, something will happen. There'll be either regulation will pass, something will go wrong, and all of a sudden the sentiment will change, and it is going to drop so hard and fast. So that's on Bitcoin. The bigger danger, I think, personally, is that every day I see 3 or 4 new offerings of Bitcoin number 3. This will be better than Bitcoin. You'll get rich overnight. And like just today in the CNN makeup room, the person, very nice lady, she's talking about Bitcoin. So this is the classic example, like in 2007, when you were doing a mortgage market, right? Your hair cutter was also a mortgage broker all of a sudden. So everybody's jumping on the bandwagon.
I'm standing in front of the screen here, and we see, in that 20 minutes I've been on air, it's already put on another $500. It's up 19%. It's very difficult for me, for everybody who sees this and thinks, this is a way for me to make some... All right, I'm going to say it, Jordan. This is a way for me to make quick, easy money.
Listen, here's the bottom line. If you were the most disciplined person, you could really have the discipline to get in and get out. There's probably a short window to make some money. But that's not human nature. It's not psychology. People, they'll get in and they make some money. They want to make more money. And just people have a tendency over, tulip bubble, right? Remember, in the tulip bubble, the beginning of the end was when they started trading futures on tulips. That's how it started to, and that was another move up, and then all of a sudden, bam, it collapses and it's all over.